One-on-One with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you bookmark that site for all the social media links, weekly reviews of the NFL, and also the recap of the World Series. It's just about wrapping up here between the LA Dodgers and the Tampa Bay Rays. But I can't stress it enough, bookmark westhesportsguy.com. Use that hashtag one-on-one-west to participate in the weekly conversations in the world of sports on social media. Getting right into it, it is time for a playoff update.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
As I mentioned at the top, the World Series is just about to be wrapped up this weekend, possibly with the LA Dodgers leading the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1 after the third game yesterday, in which Walker Buehler pitched a gem, going 6 innings, striking out 10 Tampa Bay Ray batters, and it was really kind of one-sided in Game 3, and it was a little bit one-sided in Game 1, and then it became Tampa Bay's series after Game 2 with it tied up at 1 apiece. But then with it going into the weekend now, where the Tampa Bay Rays are the home team technically, being in Arlington, Texas, the new ballpark of the Texas Rangers, being the entire World Series, it's different than usual. There are fans in the stands, thankfully, so it kind of brings a little bit more of a postseason atmosphere, World Series atmosphere, you could say, with Major League Baseball. But it's been a very interesting series, to say the least. You see how the Rays have the advantage with their pitching, especially when it gets to their bullpen from Game 2. But then you also see that if a starting pitcher, specifically for Tampa Bay, does not get through at least 5 innings, which is what happened yesterday with Charlie Morton of the Tampa Bay Rays, then it becomes all the Dodgers. And even if the Dodgers don't have the advantage of the pitching aspect when it comes to their bullpen, the bats certainly do. And if Tampa Bay's hitting and their lineup does not get it going here, going into Saturday and Sunday for Games 4 and 5 respectively, then it'll be over before it even really gets started for Tampa Bay. So it's going to be interesting to watch that, to see if the Dodgers end up finishing it and winning their first World Series since 1988, or if the Tampa Bay Rays decide to flip the script and then win their first ever World Series in franchise history. This is only the second time in franchise history they have been. But again, once all of it is done, and following me on social media, you can get all the recap of the World Series at westhesportsguy.com. Going into a new segment that I like to introduce to you, it is my Game of the Week in the NFL.
You play to win the game.
But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
This week's Game of the Week is sure to be probably the game of the year so far. I know we're only going into Week 7 of the NFL right now, but it's been a very, let's just say, lackluster season so far with the NFL, with not a lot of games to choose from as far as what you could consider the game of the year. I know last week Houston, Tennessee was a good back and forth and had a very exciting finish in overtime with the Titans winning that game. But to kind of go off of that theme, this week's opponents certainly are going to be what I would consider not only Game of the Week, but most likely could be Game of the Year material. Whereas the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be going to Tennessee to play the Tennessee Titans, and it's going to be a very, very good game. When it comes to just the records alone, both teams are entering this game 5-0. This is a game that was postponed due to lockdowns and a virus. All that aside, everybody's perfectly fine, no hospitalizations to report. Everybody is back from that. It is time to see what these two teams are made of, with the Pittsburgh Steelers coming in with probably one of the best defenses in the NFL, led by names of T.J. Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Cameron Hayward, so on and so forth. A lot of big names on that defense, but they're playing like an elite defense right now in the NFL. Whereas, like with the Tennessee Titans, their defense is pretty good too. They have a few big names as well, with their secondary, Kevin Byard at safety, Adoree Jackson at the corner spot. Also, Malcolm Butler's been getting a few interceptions this season for the Titans as well in the secondary. They also signed Jadeveon Clowney to be a premier pass rusher for them. He hasn't had the numbers right now, but he is certainly making a difference in the pass rushing forefront for the Tennessee Titans this season. Offensively, that's the name of the game with Tennessee this year. Quarterback Ryan Tannehill having a career year to his second full season as a starter for the Tennessee Titans, and he's being helped by the running back, the big man himself, former Heisman Trophy winner out of Alabama, Derrick Henry, who cannot be stopped. It'll be interesting to see if the Steelers defense can actually slow him down just a bit. you can only hope to contain him at this point in the NFL season with Derrick Henry. And then with Pittsburgh and their offense, it's still good. It's solid. It's balanced right now. Ben Roethlisberger is not counted on to do everything right now. You have a good running back in James Conner having a solid season. Roethlisberger has plenty of targets to throw to with the wide receiver core, not just with Juju Smith-Schuster, but he also has a rookie in Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, James Washington, just to name a few of those targets that he's been throwing to this season. So again, cannot stress this enough. This is my choice for Game of the Week, and quite possibly Game of the Year, but we shall see what happens. What is my pick for this game, you say? Well, I have to say I got to give it to the team that's going to have home field right now in this one, and that's the Tennessee Titans. They're the hot team right now. It's very hard to find any weak spots offensively with them, and Ryan Tannehill, like I said, is having a career year in his second full season as a starter. He is helped by having Derrick Henry. That play-action passing game is unstoppable right now. If you could stop the run, you put all the onus on Tannehill, maybe it's a different story. Steelers have an elite pass rush, but again, if you can't slow down Derrick Henry, chances are Tennessee's going to end up winning this ballgame. So, again, Game of the Week, Game of the Year, possibly, but that's one game to look out for this weekend in the NFL. Time for my feel-good story of the week, and I have a special little teaser to show you for what's coming next week. A little bit of a theme to that episode.
Here's the sports guy.
Now, I'm not going to give away what I will be dressed as. It might not be sports related. It could be something scary. I don't know, but you'll have to tune in to find out here on this YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell below to get notified when all the latest videos are posted on this channel. Go to westthesportsguy.com, bookmark that site. Can't stress it enough. Find all the social media links there as well. Leave a like, leave a comment on any video that you see on the channel as well. But again, next week's episode, Halloween themed. Cannot wait for it. And until then, I will see you next time.